Yeah, Nick's going way out, boat ramp style. We've got a mass rescue in 10-foot surf. This is heavy, very heavy.
23-year-old Julie is a lifeguard in Newcastle, 2 hours north of Sydney. She's come to Bondi to get some experience on Australia's busiest beach.
I do want to prove to myself that I have what it takes to be working here.
Nicola is the sole female lifeguard on the service. With a shifting tide and dangerous currents, Julie is given the opportunity to learn from a true pro.
So experienced, so just to see the way that she manoeuvres the ski, she's so good on it, like she's so experienced, so it was crazy.
However, Nicola's lesson quickly turns into the real thing.
Literally just turned on a dime there and went sort of nasty all of a sudden.
Within minutes, Julie gets hands-on experience pulling swimmers out of the rib. Troy backs up on a board.
I need you directly in that group where the lifesaver is with the tube. No questions asked, get them on board.
Hey, stop it! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Nicola is so good with her directions and she's like firm, but she's in control.
Yeah, I do tend to yell. I'm just like, get on the mat!
Get on the mat! Get on it! Get on it!
Look, 1, 2.
There's 3 of them on there now.
I'm really glad she was on the back because we had that flash rip, all that stuff, so it's nice to have someone on there yelling with you.
It was good, it was good.
Working as a team, Julie and Nicola defuse a potentially fatal situation.
It feels really amazing to be working with such experienced lifeguards. Yeah, I feel really lucky.
It's really nice to have an enthusiastic girl down here who's just sort of keen to learn and get amongst it, get involved. And you need to have a passion to do it, to be able to get out there and sort of stretch yourself and want to learn and want to improve. And I'm like, you sure you don't want to move to Bondi? Come on, help me out.
Oh, thanks, Nicola.
Just successful. I think I've got a spinal here. Can someone get one?
Yeah, Boo, maybe if you can run down. When you come past, maybe you can grab a spinal board.
I got there and the girl was being held. She was in excruciating pain. Something was horribly wrong.
After she was violently dumped by a wave, the woman must be supported by volunteer lifesavers and members of the public.
Minimising movement in the ocean just adds a kind of extremely difficult element.
The spinal board is on its way. But in the rolling surf, Jules must find a quick solution.
I need to get this girl on a stable platform and out of the ocean.
You're in charge of the head. So 3, when you count, everyone has to turn to the body and we have to raise her.
I think she's going to try and put them on the board, but I'd rather they just wait until the spinal board.
I had to improvise, so I just went for it.
1, 2, 3. Actually, they did it pretty smooth. It's not too bad.
Assisted by volunteer lifesavers and members of the public, Jules must get the woman through the surf without any sudden movements.
There's a huge amount of responsibility when dealing with a spinal. Your treatment could be the difference between them walking home or them going home in a wheelchair. Every time she screamed and cringed, I swear like I felt that. I just kind of went into action mode and autopilot and started yelling out orders to people. We brought her in and just lay her down on the board in the sand, and I guess that was when we started to really assess like her symptoms and what was happening.
And is the pain just in your neck? Okay, back and neck. Did you get dumped by a wave? All right.
Central to Lockheed. My ambulance will be on its way.
Don't crack your head.
Can you just wiggle your toes at all for me?
That's a really bad sign when someone has no feeling in their feet.
As lifeguards wait for paramedics to arrive, Sammy makes a shocking revelation.
I've broken a neck before.
Okay, so how long ago have you broken your neck?
A year and a half ago.
And what were you doing a year and a half ago?
Cheerleading.
So I just kind of took a breath. She could have completely kind of cracked or broken something here. I didn't even know what to think when she left the beach. I was kind of like just doing some really deep breaths, trying to kind of process it all. But yeah, I was so concerned for her because it was just a massive unknown.
Guys, this is Sammy from yesterday.
After being cleared of serious injury in hospital, Sammy has returned to say thanks.
I was pretty excited because I was thinking, okay, well, if she's here, she's on her feet and she's walked in, so this is fantastic news.
How are you?
Feeling a bit better now.
What was the verdict? What's
Inflammation around my C7 and I aggravated my C6 again. I've got full feeling back in my arms and legs.
Yay, that's fantastic.
To have people come back and truly thank you and mean it, yeah, it's really special.
The list of distractions you can have on a busy day down at Bondi go from like 1 to 1,000.
Disturbingly, the 11-year-old boy was last seen in the water.
The hardest part of dealing with a lost child is trying to comfort the parents. They get very distressed.
It's okay, we'll find him. Is he in the flags or is he swimming here?
He was near the flags and he was like swimming in the ocean.
Okay.
Obviously, we get quite concerned if you've got a missing kid because if they were in the water, if that's the last place they were seen, you know, that's a huge cause for alarm.
They come out and they think they're in the same spot, but they're not. So they start walking around, they get lost.
I was multitasking. If you can't multitask, then you're going to find yourself in some serious trouble.
Nick to Tommy, just got 2 right inshore. I'm still a bit distracted with this lost kid for the moment, get a little bit more info. There's a lot of people inshore who aren't great, so if you do that thing again where you just kick them back over to the north, that'd be great.
Yeah, copy, Nick.
Then, to everyone's relief,
So I've got the kid, these are his parents. Hey Tommy, that guy in front of you is drowning. Straight ahead. Indian guy is going under. Get the sled right in there.
following Nicola's direction, Tommy makes a rescue. But it's not the man Nicola is worried about.
There were 2 Indian blokes going under, and I wasn't going for the one that Nicola was calling for.
Meanwhile, the person I was talking about was completely underwater. So I just had to run in.
The man is held up by a nearby swimmer.
Get on, hold on, hold on.
In that situation, it wasn't a stuff-up. Thank God he was there to rescue the other guy.
Nicola's absolutely amazing.
2 men saved in a handful of critical seconds.
No, it's okay. You need to go between the red and yellow flags.
Yeah. Okay. They're closed.
But it's now clear the 3 swimmers won't make it back on their own.
Mate, just go for it.
Jules is going to go for a pattern.
The moment I hit the water, you can hear people screaming and yelling.
At that stage, I could have gone in to back her up, but I wanted to get the experience of being able to bring 2 people in. I was quite confident she could do that.
I've got this inner voice that's going, if you can't do this, why have you got a blue shirt on?
Julian and Hannah are on holiday from Germany, along with their friend Farhat, who is held up by a nearby surfer. Harries radios the lifesaver Jetski to assist.
Can you just do us like a run down to the southern end?
Should be able to hold them, and then they'll drift pretty quick to that sandbank.
Copy, Hop. Yeah, all good.
Hoppo, sweet, mate.
I was like, you there, you there? And then next minute, like the surf jet ski rocked up.
Offloading one person makes it easier for Jules. But as Hoppo predicted, the rip has sucked everyone onto a shallow sandbank. Jules and her patient are now in the impact zone. The jet ski weighs 500 kilos. A wave from the wrong angle could cause it to roll.
You're holding on to the patient, demanding that they hold on. You just have to brace.
The man has grabbed the lifesaver jet ski just in time.
Okay.
Jules and the woman must endure the next wave of the set.
Those waves are so punchy and powerful that they'll break on you and just suck you down.
Jules gives it a crack, you know. But you got to be robust and tough. And Jules, she gives it everything she's got.
I've got to back myself and my ability because I am capable. It was definitely a good rescue, and in front of Hoppo, you know, didn't nosedive, didn't lose the patient. It's always a nice feeling knowing that you complete it to the best of your ability.
A cyclone swell off North Queensland has caused some of the biggest waves to hit Bondi all summer.
That was massive.
Lifeguards are on high alert.
You know, when you get those massive days, the beach can't handle it, so it's when pretty much all rips start firing, and the north corner, it was just howling. It was one of the biggest rips on the beach that day, which is, you know, it's quite rare.
There's a clubby trying to do a rescue and they're about to get smoked on the rocks.
A volunteer surf lifesaver is attempting a rescue in the rip at North Bondi. Nicola is called to back up.
Should we go quicker?
Yeah, I'm sure you've seen that. The clubbies are all freaking out. They're screaming for more help. You're going to have to go straight out. So I could see one clubbie's gone up the rocks, lost his board. He's probably going to get in trouble. I think there's one boogie boarder. I've lost sight of him.
Nicola offers assistance.
Yeah, Nick's going way out, boat ramp style. We've got a mass rescue in 10-foot surf. This is heavy, very heavy.
Nicola identifies a man clinging to a bodyboard.
He should not be out here.
Uwe Crab is on holidays from Germany.
Nicola seems to be coming in. She's doing a rescue. She's got one on her board.
We actually got in once, and then he jumped off. He jumped off in the rip and went straight back out.
The exhausted German tourist has been battling for over half an hour. Nicola makes a second attempt to save him.
Hold on!
She's going out. She's absolutely battling.
The powerful rip pulls them out to sea.
The waves were so big, there was so much happening. The rocks right there, and he just can't understand what I'm saying. And I just couldn't communicate with him. And we're sitting in the rip, just going out to sea. Get off. Next thing was, how do I get him in? The waves are massive. Get off. At that point, I knew I couldn't get him back in to the beach.
Nicola's doing the gnarliest rescue ever.
The narrow boat ramp is sandwiched between rocks.
Alright, we're gonna go up there, okay? Yeah, okay.
Off-duty lifesavers back up.
Nicola has sent him up the rocks, which is one of the heaviest things to do, and 2 bystanders dragged the guy across the rocks and up to the boat ramp.
I think he got a few scrapes, but yeah, I think he's more than happy to be on dry land.
It's Nicola, man. She's sweet. You could put her in a cage full of lions and she'll come out all right, you know?